coming tonight, but I'm starting to see what we do. Mr. Larry, what did you think to go on the plan, please?
Lord, we just thank you for another opportunity to come before you. First, giving thanks for so many blessings that you bestowed upon this city. Lord, we ask that we keep following you so that this city might prosper. And ask that you bless the board as we make decisions that truly and only based on the best for the people of Pavo. We thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We've got 2 or 3 people tonight that want to speak to us, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Mr. Barbie, you're the first one on the list right now, so we'll let you start it off.
Basically, what I want to talk about, I appreciate y'all letting me talk, is that we need to talk about Pavo. Okay, it's run down, and we need to get it back on the map. We're not here to point fingers or anything like that. We're just here to now look at the present, go to the future, and get it done. Over centuries, throughout history, the only people that really built the towns and stuff was the citizens. And that's what we need to do, to bring the citizens back in to build the town of Pavo. And to do that, we're going to do a planning committee, okay? And the planning committee consists of nothing but the citizens. And what they'll do, basically, is to, is basically going to get all the information, they're going to do the legwork. Okay, so what we're going to do is there's going to be 5 members on that board. There's going to be, those 5 members are going to take the rest of the people that wants to do it and be on the committee and divide them up into teams. They will each be given a project. Pavo will be divided up into 5 sections. Okay? During that time, we have a plan. We have talked to several investors. We have talked to people about Pavo. We talked to the state. We didn't never go to the county or the cities because they don't know. We went directly to the state. Got a lot of information of how we can actually go through and build Pavo. But it's going to be the citizens. There's too much information that has to be done so the citizens can do it, get everything, get from the grants, what it's going to cost, what they're going to do, and how they're going to do it. Then we'll make the presentation to you guys. Y'all vote on it. Once you do that, then we will get the citizens to go forward and take care of the rest of it. Is there any other questions on that? We don't want to go into a lot of detail. We have a plan for Pavo. Okay, and there's only going to be 2 sections of it. One is downtown and bringing in revenue. We know that we can bring in between $300,000 to $500,000 a year for Pavo in revenues. There's enough in here to do that. And sure, we're also working on something else with some investors to generate a lot more money coming into Pavo. That's our own personal thing, but it will work. Okay, I don't know if y'all know Mr. Mike Easton is one of the people that I sit down. I can't pronounce his last name properly. He owns part of the country club in Thomasdale. And he talked to me, and we sit down and had lunch together and explained to a lot of stuff that what we need to have to do for Pavo. So we don't want to go into a lot of it. We just want to keep it simple. We just need y'all's approval to say, let's do the planning committee. Is there any questions?
How will you go about, your 5 members?
The 5 members, we were going to probably just more or less vote pick who has the best qualifications for Pavo. Maybe somebody who has enough information in the county. people that has information about the city. Those are the top ones. They are no different than the rest of the people. All they're doing is crossing, dotting the i's and crossing the t's. That's what the 5 members, all they are is just team leaders. That's all they are, just team leaders, and they're the ones that's gonna do it. So that's how we'll pick them. Any other questions? And we can actually get Pavo going back on the map like it's supposed to be.
I like the idea. I really like the idea of, taking the initiative to do it. Because, Pavo does have a lot of potential.
It does.
And it does take, someone to take the lead and just.
And one thing we do have here in Pavo, we have something that's a resource that, I don't know why everybody overlooked it, but it's here, and we can tap on that and make a lot of money off of it, so. Any other questions? Anybody else got any questions?
Great idea, I believe.
Well, go ahead.
I have one question. When you pick your people, do they have to be citizens of Pavo City proper?
We thought about that, and we talked to some experts, and they said no. They wanted it to be in the community, so anybody outside the city limits can be on the panel, okay? Now, the board, we don't know yet. We've got the rules are gonna change as we go, okay? Because we just got some basic rules that the information that we got was from successful people, so, but yeah, anybody can be on the planning committee. We're looking at like a half a mile radius of the city of Pavo, because those are the ones, because there's a lot of people that's a lot of influence, it's just right outside the city limits. And they're part of the community. But we're gonna have to make a lot of changes, and, but it can be done.
When will you meet?
Ma'am?
When will you meet?
That will be determined on when we start getting people in. We're gonna try to put it together within the next 2 weeks. And we'll probably meet somewhere and, start sharing ideas and stuff like that. But we know we can get a lot of grants. So, we're gonna, the main one we're gonna concentrate on is downtown and whatever it takes to get it done.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, let's just move to the next one, we got 4 minutes.
Oh, my Lord. Can't do that too now. So, this is a couple things. First of all, is to save the date. Our next quarterly meeting for the Brooks County Community Economic Development Summit is this coming March 3rd. And I want y'all to pass these out as well. We began this journey, March of this last year. It was the first ever for Brooks County. It was a historical, occasion, and it has gotten bigger and better every time. We now not only have people from Brooks County, but we have had our collaborators. This whole thing has been about collaboration. You know, when we started this journey together, us, me, you, was coming here 3 years ago, we were, I mean, Mayor, you remember, like when I first met you, you was like, you didn't even know there was a development authority. And now, we've come so much further, and the development authority never wanted to be the central hub, the only resource. We wanted everybody to know that Pavo, Brooks County cares about Pavo, and just like people in Morgan and people in Barwick, and we wanted everybody to come together because not everybody has to have all the answers. I certainly don't. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know everything, because I don't. I rely on people like you, I rely on everybody. Everybody is on my team. We're all neighbors, and we've all, and I've said that, and then Pat's heard me say this 100 times. And I want you to be a part of that. And the beautiful part is you don't have to live in the city limits. You don't have to live in Brooks County to care about Brooks County. Because just like Barwick, you sit right here on the line and you may live across the line, but you're still part of Pavo. And that still affects all of Pavo. I need to hear your voices because you work and play and you do things here in Brooks County just like you do in Thomas. And so I invite you all to be a part of that. The reason this is so significant as well is because as our meetings have been going on, we've been garnering attention. And we've had people now from the governor's office that has been attending our meeting. We now have Community Heart and Soul, which I love that Mr. Barbie brought this up. Because Community Heart and Soul is a national program. You don't just say, I'm gonna do this and we're gonna do it. No, they choose you. You have to do the legwork. It's about bringing in everybody, all the hidden voices, the people you never hear from. The 0.01% that might be Asian American that never gets out. It might be the little old lady that has, that she's disabled and she can't get out of her house, right? It's about hearing from everyone. When you look at the demographics, we have a large aging population in Brooks County. I didn't grow up in Brooks County. There are stories that are dying out with the population. You remember hearing things from your great-grandmother, great-grandfather, and if you didn't write them down and you don't pass it along to your children, those stories disappear. And if you didn't grow up in Brooks County, and I'm bringing in industry, and I am working to bring in industry, when those people come here, where do they go to play? Like, you might know of a stream that y'all grew up with, and you go, it's a place you go to picnic, and nobody knows about it, it's not on the map. Well, people like me that didn't grow up in Brooks County don't know nothing about it. So it's about gathering all those stories. It's about remembering where we came from, so that as we build, we don't forget where we went, where we came from. We want to keep connected to that. If you've ever been to my office, there's pictures of Pavo that go back 100 years. They're hung up on my wall in frames. I want people to know that we represent everybody. Community Heart and Soul brings in all those voices. It gathers all those stories. I've already been before the city of Morven, the city of Quitman. Normally, they would do a municipality. They only just recently started doing counties. Well, it's 30,000 people or less. The thing is when they said, if you want to do a county, you got to make a case for a county. I said, listen here. I said, historically, it's always been about Quitman. What happens in Quitman? I said, I'm not leaving Mount Pavo and Morgan and Barwick. I said, if I'm doing this, I'm going in all together. And they said, okay, you made your case. So, the Development Authority it's a matching seed grant. So if we're chosen and we do the legwork, they will give us $10,000 as a seed grant. The Development Authority is going to match that. That's $20,000. A project manager comes in and helps lead this. This is a 3-year-long process. Now, normally, you would have to pay a project manager to do that because it has to be from Community Heart and Soul. However, we have the beautiful opportunity that we are part of an EMC. And Jenny Robbins, who is with Georgia Academy, she's also with Georgia EMC. She's the only certified person with Community Heart and Soul in the state of Georgia. And she could be our project manager at no charge. So we're going to use that $20,000 just for community development. So it'll be used around here. So it will be used in Pado. It will be used in Boston. It'll help build our community up. And it is about gathering data. We need everybody. We have some people, we get it. Sometimes you have people that can give you a whole week. Most people have a very busy life, and you might only be able to give you 5 minutes, might only have a minute. Might just be an idea. But we need help. My Board of Education is on board with this as well, so we can get our kids involved. And that's important. I mean, I bring my son with me. He sees and he hears what's going on, so even he's involved. I'm not outside that. I bring my kids into it too. And so, I'm not asking for anything from y'all. I'm not asking for money as far as that goes. But what I am asking, I'm asking for a formal motion as a commitment for just be engaged in the events. Our representation, if you have newsletters, help me with it, if you want to put it, whether it's taking out, if you send out newsletters or, putting up something in the window, I need help with that. I want you to be engaged with me. I need help because I can't do it alone. And so I would ask that in way of formal motion. That way I can also show the people in the community heart and soul that yes, Pavo's on board with this. And I would ask that from y'all. Also, the data collected, there is soft data, there's hard data. That data is shared with everybody. It can be used for your grants and your designations. I'll give you an example. In communities where this has been done, a lot of times you hear like stories like Morven, for example. Morven needs a grocery store. You hear that all the time. I hear it all the time. But when I speak to people who, you know, the movers and shakers in these industries, they're looking at GIS data. They're looking at numbers. They don't care that there's all these people who live around the farm. They just see that farm and there ain't a whole lot of houses right there. So they're looking at those numbers. So they did they went through this program in a small community, but they really wanted the Chick-fil-A and had been turned down because they didn't have the numbers, the hard numbers. They went through the process of community heart and soul, and in that data, it actually showed that that place would be booming if they had a Chick-fil-A. Well, they used that, submitted a proposal to Chick-fil-A, they didn't have a Chick-fil-A. So there's things like this, it not only is for your grants and designation, it helps spurs economic growth because it shows that there is a need that you can't pull from a computer program. So there's all these things that can be used, and like I said, that doesn't cost you a dime. I just need your help in doing that. And so I really want you to save the day, and really, if you can attend on March 3rd, we are beginning phase 1, the initial stages of Community Heart and Soul. And I want you to come help us grow. And because like I said, we need everybody. And that's it. If I can get a motion and get y'all to do that for me, then that would be awesome. So that would be it. Y'all have any questions? Okay, awesome.
Who's gonna make the motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody else in favor of the motion?
Yes.
You want something formal on paper?
Please.
That's all.
I got it in my pocket.
Transfer pocket. Okay, Miss Debbie, you got something you wanna ask us? I know you do,
I
that's
do.
reading your ears.
I do. So last year we had our first glow-in-the-dark Easter egg hunt. And I would say it was pretty successful. We had a couple of coasters for the glowing part, but we're gonna fix that this year. I would like to do it again. It will not affect the weekend of the pageant, because I think that's March something. Yeah, so I'm thinking Saturday, April 1st. That's 2 weeks before Easter, so it won't, I didn't want to get too close to Good Friday and, you know, all that kind of thing. Obviously, Pavo High Guarantee will take care of everything, and, last year we had, you know, 2 different egg hunt places. Marvin was there, and I think there was probably 75 or 80 kids there, and,
No, there's more than that.
yeah, so there was quite a few, and, they had a good time, and there was no incidents, and, we had prize eggs, and, we did prize baskets. The only thing that we could use is donations of candy, toys, because what I did is I made goodie bags, and the kids at the end of the egg hunt turned in the eggs, so it didn't matter if it was a 2-year-old that got 2 eggs, or a 7-year-old that got a dozen eggs. Everybody turned in their eggs so that we could reuse them next year, and they got a goodie bag. And everybody got the same goodie bag. And then whoever had the prize eggs got the baskets that had the prizes in them. And of course, you know, I hand make them, I don't buy them pre-made, so. But number one, I would like to make sure it's okay with you guys that we do it the old school like we did before on that date. And then just mention to everybody that I could use volunteers to help, because I got running so crazy, I couldn't really be in 5 different places at one time, as hard as I tried. And then some donations to help get the stuff together. Me and the girls at the hardware store, you know, we're pretty good at good stuff. But we're gonna actually do glow sticks inside of them this year and snap them, so they'll glow. Last year we did it at 8:30, so I think it depended on the time, but it was a pretty, wasn't it, like 8:30? Yeah. And And
You're talking what date now?
April 4th. Yes, it's Saturday night.
Is that before or after the time change?
After, so that's why I'm thinking 8:30, that's right when it starts, so.
It didn't last long, last time.
No,
We would get it out in what,
They,
30, 45
I
minutes at
released
the most?
them to run and look, and thank you to Sally for loaning me this megaphone thing, I love that thing. I gotta have one of those, but, released them, and I mean, they found the eggs, found the prize eggs, got their prize, and everybody was leaving in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the perfect event. There was no craziness, because we're not feeding them or doing any of that crazy stuff, but I know the kids, I felt like the kids had a good time, so the ones that got the prize eggs, in fact, we had to go make sure the prize, because nobody found them, so I had to walk out there and make sure and let them still look, so. We do like, 5 and under on the softball field, so that they're limited on their space, so they don't get run over by the bigger kids, and then we did the bigger kids, like around the school and around the back over towards that way.
Behind the, cafeteria, wasn't it?
Yeah, back in there. And we had 600 eggs last year, and I'm assuming they all got turned in, I did not count them, but I'm gonna double that this year, so I'm gonna buy another 600 eggs, and then enough glow sticks to do all of them, so. I did stickers, and I looked at that Oriental trading, and I did like stickers and little slinkies, and, cause I just make a little plastic goodie bag, and I put, like ring pops and lollipops and stuff like that. I try to avoid chocolate and stuff like that, cause a lot of kids have maybe chocolate issues or peanut allergy issues, so I was trying to be aware of that, but. You can do that, and then that's, a lot of people did that last year, and then I just bought a bunch of candy, like I was looking today, what I could get, so. But I ordered a lot of toys from, in fact, I still have some from last year, but I could stick in that. So yeah, so I mean, it'll be here before you know it, so we can start getting it going, and we can do it that way, so. That's all I know.
Thank you. Does anybody have a problem with us using the field for that?
Cause you guys were out of town, I think, last year.
We are, but we donated.
Yes, you did, yes.
We'll do that again and
A
all.
lot of people did that, and I'm very grateful. It helped a lot. It helped a lot.
Okay. We need a motion to either approve or disapprove that minute.
That too.
That too, okay. Got a motion and a second. Everybody in favor? Also on the financials, we need some, motion on that. Everybody in favor? Okay. Mr. Burgess, you'd like to tell us about anything about the police department?
I brought up last meeting about the, animal control deal. It looks like the county is going to continue running that. They've even got plans to, build a kennel. So there's negotiations and the talks of not, produce any positive results for the humane society. So the way it is now, we have just hired, or the county has just hired a dog catcher, / deputy, and she will be going around catching all the dogs, that are nuisance animals. Those will be, pretty much like a loan, unless they're aggressive, and then the sheriff's department will be catching those dogs up, so. We had a meeting last week, and all
maybe that's what you're saying.
Yeah, there's,
That's the way it looks right now.
especially right now, because they're having a house, they would have to house the dogs over in Mitchell County at the county farm over there, where the jail is and the county farm is. They have to house the dogs over there, and if we pick up a dog here, we'll be paying $12 to $15 per day to house that dog, wherever the dog comes from, is where the bill would go sent to. So, Hawkwood County is still a kill shelter, so, or kill kennel, or whatever they call it, and, the folks in Thomas County don't wanna use them to house the animals, but if they're not adopted within 10 days, then they get used to that. So, in Thomas County, they don't do that. This is the catch to that is the Brooks County side, Thomas County deputies are not gonna go to the Brooks County side to pay them. You take care of that, so, I don't know what the answer to that would be. If we have something happen on the other side of the county line down where Mark and the trailer park and everybody stays on that side, I don't know what we do about that situation. Jason, you sound like a Brooks County deputy.
I think they're close to Rose County and they're
Yeah,
all
so, that's the tentative, outcome of all of that, so, they have started the planning phase of building the kennel, and I don't know when the construction would begin, but they're still hoping that it works out with the Humane Society, but it just doesn't, or getting the ground up, so, the dog, if we can get the dog ordered up and take it to, the Humane Society here, if they'll take it. If not, we'll just ride around with it in the car until,
Get it out in Rose County.
yeah, so,
Take them
it's
to
a matter of-
Eventually, the number will go down, the dogs jump out.
yeah, anything in Thomas County would be captured by, or caught by the Thomas County Sheriff's Office. So, whether it be city, Meigs, Coolidge, Boston, Pavo, east of the Barwick, it's the same thing. We just don't have anything on the Brooks County side, and we haven't had anything on the Brooks County side for years. I know when the Humane Society was catching, in Thomas County, they would go to the Brooks County side as well, they didn't have a problem doing that. But,
We haven't really built starting with them, but it has materialized and they do purpose.
yeah, so,
where people can take their dogs to have and shoot them.
Yeah.
That was something.
that's for what, ways and strays, there's several different.
There's 2 days, I shared it on Facebook. That's what I saw. Yeah. Is there a way that we can get the word out to people? When is that date?
It's only Thomas County residents.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
Thomas
only-
County,
yeah.
they have to have
Residents
proof
only.
bills with them, to prove, I know that.
But at least if we can encourage people to get their dogs shipped,
You really need to
get out,
encourage them to keep their dogs in a pen.
that would be nice.
Yeah, and they're encouraging the smaller cities or the smaller towns to, that we had here, we had fined a couple people and, it seemed to work so far, right, Mark? Yeah, so it seemed to work, getting their wallet and that helps, so. But, part of everything else is pretty quiet, so.
I'm sure everybody in town has been aggravated with the water being turned off. They were trying to make it easier and it didn't work that way. They were doing 4 bores under the road and hit 4 lines in one day. Hopefully that won't happen again. They're putting together pipes today down here at the schoolhouse so they can start probably tomorrow, either Wednesday, on South Street and McDonald, putting in
my piece on this word thing. It is aggravating that we do have the word going on and off, but that's part of the process. What is 10,000 times more aggravating is to get a message at 2 o'clock in the afternoon that says, we're not investing word on. And you don't hear anything else until somebody from Thomasville gets home and turns the spigot on and they have water. How can we close that gap on lack of communication?
Well, as long as these ladies are in the office, they can put it out there. But once they leave to go home,
So what, okay, let's, for instance, if the water goes off at 2 o'clock, then can we at least get an update of something? Hey guys, water's still not on, we don't have an ETA. Just something that gives somebody an idea, and I'm speaking for me personally, because I work all day long in Thomasville, and I come flying home at 8 o'clock at night, and I've got 5 hours worth of bacon ahead of me, not knowing if I was gonna have water to do bacon. And so I'm trying to be ahead of the ball.
well, one of those 4 incidents was the 6-inch line. The people working on the pipe did not have anything to repair with it. Patrick had no 6-inch repair. So we had to make a trip to Footman to get pieces. That's one reason it took that long. But you don't understand what's underground in this town.
I don't need to understand what's under.
We need to, but we sure don't.
I don't mean that as a slight or.
I know,
I'm
but-
so excited about this work system, you just cannot, and I wanna see it grow even bigger than that. What I'm saying is that bad news early is better than bad news too late.
Well, normally, as soon as they bust the line and know that we're gonna have to shut it down,
Let me just finish. If we can send a, hey, boys and girls, heads up message at 2 o'clock, then we can send one at 4, and then we can send one at 5. It only takes 2 seconds.
So they got Morgan set up, can you use that system?
yeah, that's what we're doing.
I don't get sent a message out, they don't communicate to me what's.
The only reason you don't get it is because you did not sign up for it.
If
Sure.
you're not putting information.
You don't have, hey, you don't return your calls you miss.
Well, then we need to revisit it.
2 days last week. He never even, I didn't even know we didn't have water until I started getting phone calls. He never told me. Oh, well, that's why the message was not sent out.
I'm accustomed to just-in-time transportation, where I have to keep a multi-million-dollar account on the highway. The little bitty town of Pavo, Georgia can send out a message. If I can,
We try our best to do it.
but how can we help other than a bunch of upset individuals? Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'd have been one hot blondie if I had gotten to my house at 8 o'clock at night, knowing I had 5 hours worth of cake baking and I didn't know if I was gonna have water or not. All I'm saying is, if Patrick is our go-between, our liaison between Miss Mary and the folks burying cable out here, then we need to hold Patrick accountable. If we can't hold Patrick accountable to send her a message, then we need to find somebody who can.
Again, I'm trying to figure out how everybody's getting the message, I mean,
A text
I'm
message.
trying to figure that out.
It's the greatest invention ever, but it doesn't work if you don't follow up. All we're asking for is you follow up.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And Mary
We don't
can't.
know if your car's broken down and you're gonna get the car fixed, they can't give you an exact time, no.
Just an ETA, just an update.
Okay,
Y'all, we don't have parts. It'll be tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. before we get water. Just 2 little words that says, that lets the folks know. I mean, half the paper,
Well, I'm agreeing with you.
yeah. And it's not rocket science, but Miss Mary can't do her job if we're relying on a middleman to get that job done. Middleman needs to be held accountable. Or give me Patrick's phone number, I'll get it.
Good luck getting that sometime.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, how can we even get on that list? I had to see it on Facebook, and then question on Facebook, how are you knowing what's going on, and I don't know what's going on?
Right.
And then in my house where there's little kids, if I need to feed them in Thomasville, because we don't have water in Pavo when I get home, then I need to feed them in Thomasville.
Right.
You just need to sign up with Mary. They have.
That needs to be put out somewhere, so
But
that
it was.
It was done over a year ago. And you would be surprised at the number of people that knew it was being done that did not have time to give somebody their phone number.
It was in the water bill.
Well, now that they've seen these issues happening, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I don't read my water bill, I just pay it, and most of the time I call Ms. Mira on the phone and say, hey, this is fine, this is my da-da-da-da-da. So nothing was,
It was a little slip of paper.
You're not the only one that doesn't read it.
She catches a bunch of flags in her role in here, of things she has no control over when the people that have control over it, he fixes it. I don't care how he fixes it, let's just fix it.
Is your name and number on the list?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
When I found out that that was a real thing, I called her and said, hey, how do I do this?
So how do we get the info out so that people can respond and get their number on?
Well, we put it in the water bill, but if they
You have
don't
no
read
choice
it.
That's what I'm saying, if there's, is there another way, like, can some, I mean, does
Can you
anyone
put it
have
on
any
the thing?
suggestions on a better?
I mean,
Put it on the,
Put it on there too.
Patty, right,
Can
quick,
we,
and I'm-
one
know.
thing that works,
No.
obviously, I mean, you wanna get somebody upset around here, you let the water go off and all these folks sending textbook or Facebook messages. Put a message out there
on Facebook.
on Facebook saying, hey, if you wanna know what's going on with the water,
Yeah.
and when it goes off, put your name on this list, and you can,
No, don't call that. I did find that, thing about the license thing, if anybody wants that information.
I remember hearing it, I didn't know
It
we were
says it
actually
is a
doing it.
free pet microchips for Thomas County residents, Saturday, March the fourth, from 10 to 2, at Thomas County Health Department, 484 Smith Avenue. Must show proof of residency. I think I read some of that, they have 2 bills or something. Dogs have to be on a leash, and a collar, and cats have to be a carrier. But they'll microchip them for free.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, Mary, can we send that out again with the water bill?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can you put it on the envelope?
can you put it on the city of Pavo, the city of Pavo have a website that you can put that on?
Make a sticker and slap it.
Or we can, like with E911, you can just go onto their website and put your number in, and you automatically get reverse
Well,
911.
I don't know that there's a way for, because it's passworded.
Well, that's fine, but it's their website is what I'm saying. It's their website that we can
To
say,
let
hey,
people know,
here's my,
yeah.
yeah, where we can register for it, or you can either put it on the city of Pavo website.
That's what we talked about with like Barwood has,
I talked about a website last time.
and that was.
It needs to be updated.
Yeah, it was real expensive.
We don't need a $500-something webpage.
When I read it, because we got positivity Pavo. He tells everything that goes on. So we can't, hey, well, sit up, I'm not being
No,
funny.
and then some, is what I.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, but he tells us what's going on, you know, these events that's going on, different things that's going on, so why can't City of Pavo have a page on Facebook that say, hey, water's down today at 2 o'clock, or whatever. Cause I was headed to the store to go buy a bottle of water to feed my kids.
That's probably as more effective than that.
Yeah, the water bill, yeah.
Goes out.
There's a lot of people who look at Facebook.
Well, who does respond to
Who's the admin?
Jimmy Brock.
Jimmy Brock does it.
Jimmy Brock.
Jimmy Brock.
We need a city table when,
I can do it too.
Yeah, the city does it.
the city needs one.
I just didn't know what different name.
Volunteers.
I'll do it. I'll come up here Saturday.
We need somebody who's
Help you set it up.
You're on getting balls home?
No.
Well, then we'll do that. We'll just see if they, yeah,
If something goes on, then you'll know, you know, kind of tag it.
yeah.
Let the people join that page like you join how to
Right,
page, so
exactly.
you'll know what's going on.
Let's do that, let's do
That's a
that.
great idea.
Mayor, you'll have plenty of help.
Not me.
I found it on my shoulder. You were talking about, I'll do this, I'll do that. You got two over here, both of them be right here.
Either way, it'll get done.
Joe, tell you got anything on the library?
No, sir, they got a lot going on though. It's in the water bill if you don't. I know, I don't look at it either, but
Nobody will know
they
it.
put it out there.
And that water bill's important to these elders who don't get out
They
and
look
are
at
old
it, yeah.
school,
Some of them
they
do.
need that information. So that water bill's important, look at it. Cause I look at, I mean, I open it every month right there, and there's little paper that fell out about doing, signing up for the water. As long
The
as
pageant
they
was,
don't live in the city.
the pageant was in there.
Cause I have,
Yeah.
I have water.
And we put the library's calendar in it every month too.
You know, and I get the notification, all my others, I have water person pay off, I mean, I watch. So we'll do better, and we'll post it, you know.
We have even asked the question, did you read the letter that was in your water bill? What letter? You open the envelope, you see paper in there, you ought to at least look at it. But that's neither here nor there, if they don't, they don't, you can't force them. You can't make that horse drink water, that's for dang sure. Anything else we need to discuss?
I was gonna say that, we had, the Civic Club held a dance for Valentine's, I think that was pretty successful, if y'all had a chance to go to it. The other thing that's, if you have been to the park lately, they poured a slab out there in front of the basketball court, it looks beautiful, everything looks so good. There was a birthday party out there last weekend, and there was another family with a bunch of kids, and it was just, I was like, wow, this is so great.
There's usually somebody there with kids,
Every
2 or 3 times during each day.
But also, so where the basketball hoop is and the edge of that slab, it's a pretty good distance, and I feel like someone's gonna get hurt.
I did not tell him to put it there, and when he did, it surprised me. I don't know why he stopped where he did.
We need to do something to fix it, cause
Can we get
it's
Patrick?
gonna be a.
You want me to get Patrick to extend
We
it?
need to do, yes, sir. Can we move it closer?
From the end of the slide to the goal.
We need to do something. I don't know what,
We might can move that goal post, that goal post there.
if we can move that closer, that'd probably be a lot cheaper than that concrete, I know it's expensive.
I think next week, is our meeting, we're going to do this on the phone. I think there's and volunteers, that has to be a city project. Y'all have anything down there they can do? They're gonna pay that much to find plants, whatever, and they will send it.
I mean, could we,
But we gotta have somebody for the city there to represent and make sure it's not drink and that kind of stuff, but they do request that.
could we use them for the Easter thing? I don't know. What else is coming up? Anything?
I think it has to be something permanent, wouldn't it?
That's just something for the city.
Something from the city.
Okay.
That's why with all the stuff y'all are doing down there, I didn't know.
Like beautification type stuff.
Do we have
Something that,
anything?
that we could have them do.
What about her? I can't really hear her, but, what about, I know she's mentioned it before. You were talking about the ball thing, is there something you can use it there? To fix that?
You know, it's just gonna have to be pulled up out the ground,
I mean, I'd have to man down there to see.
dig a hole, put it back in the ground.
So is there anywhere that needs, like flowers, like, what she's asked, shrubs, flowers, anything in place?
Well, if we had the school building cleaned up, where they wouldn't be in the way of trying to get that done, we could put them there, but
Could you plant them and transplant them after you do that?
Well, I'll
that
just
would
check
not
and see
be
if we
very
can
much
Put it all
wrecks to me. I mean, you do what you want to, but I'd hate to plant them and wait 2 or 3 weeks and dig them up, move and do it again.
Maybe we can push them off a little bit.
I can do
Well,
that.
we ain't gonna get started.
Cause everyone can use
Start.
them, there's gotta be careful.
We got the machine
Yeah.
now. to
He's
wash
gotta
it with.
water,
That's right.
he's got, I mean,
We
there's
can
gotta be some
definitely-
amount of care.
We could definitely use them for that if we could push them off a little bit. Whatever y'all are talking about. Plants and flowers or
Do
something.
they have a schedule that they got to meet?
Not yet. We've already passed, they just keep asking, so I'm like, we're gonna get there, we're gonna get there.
Well, we've got a pressure washer sitting over there ready to go. We've got to get started on doing the cleaning. I don't know when that happens.
You wanna set a date for that? We can have them come help do that.
I don't know if they wanna be involved in that or not.
I don't think.
Okay, I'm trying.
I don't know, you know,
Well,
one thing I have
talk
heard
about it.
multiple times about scraping chairs. I want to scrape chairs.
Oh.
They've never done that, they don't.
Yeah. I don't think kids like scraping. Now, if we could figure a way that they could do it. What? But I heard somebody with that pressure on that.
Oh.
You don't really wanna spray somebody in the face with a big, it's 3 or 4,000 PSI.
Damage too, it's on the walls, so it's like,
I'll work on it again, I just want to try to keep that out there so that we don't miss it.
Right.
Anything else?
what about the truck, the water department?
I think that kinda got killed last time. Let them drive what we got